Morning everybody, Car and Biker here. Out for my first ride of 2017, or 2017, depending on what we're calling it now. And it's been a long time since I've been on the bike. I seem to have forgotten how to do it. I haven't been out since before Christmas. It's now 21st, I think, of January. So probably a month or so off the bike. It's awful. But it's been because I was the only person on my team working over Christmas, and then Christmas, of course, all your relatives and what have you. So when you're trying to see all your relatives and things within 2 days, it gets a bit busy. So busy with work, busy with Christmas, and then the weather's been pretty bad. We've had a bit of snow, we've had a lot of ice, and there's been a lot of salt on the road, and it's not nice now, to be honest, but I was just fed up of it. I wanted to get out and get moving. Motorised moving, that is, not walking. I mean, it's pretty bad now. Our council seems to have given up. It's still taking the money, I've noticed. It still takes the council tax. But it seems to have given up on actually doing anything with it. So I am dodging the rotting leaves from autumn still. Nobody's bothered to come round and clean up the leaves or anything. Some of the pathways, when you are out walking, the old-fashioned way of moving, some of them are like mud now with all the leaf mould. Anyway, I thought I'd do my first vlog of the year, and a lot of people, when it comes to New Year, do resolutions and stuff. I'm not really bothered about that kind of thing. But a lot of people, I've noticed, on the face thing, are doing diets, trying to lose weight. Well, I thought I would do one as well. Only mine's not about losing weight, although that does appear to be a side effect of it, and I'll explain why. But I decided to do the Newcastle University study diet thing. Now, Newcastle University, they've been looking into diabetes, type 2 diabetes, nothing to do with type 1. That is what it is. Until they've got artificial pancreases, I think we're pretty much stuck with that one. But they've been looking into type 2, which I have, and trying to work out what causes it. And they believe that it's caused by, or at least one of the causes, being visceral fat. That's the type of fat, not the fat you can see. So it's not necessarily about, being obese. Being obese and being diabetic seem to be related. Thank you, dear. Keep an eye out it. Seem to be related, but there's not necessarily one causing the other. There might be one cause of both, but not necessarily one causing the other. Being obese doesn't necessarily make you diabetic. Being diabetic doesn't necessarily mean you're obese. But lifestyle choices that you make, or that may be thrust upon you, can send you down both tracks. However, so they started doing scans of the pancreas and the liver and things like that, and they found that in diabetics, there tended to be fat within those organs. So within the liver, everybody knows about fatty liver that you can get from too many sweets or too much alcohol, too much fruit juice, controversial, and fatty pancreas. Well, the pancreas being the organ that gives out insulin that gets your blood sugars down and is related to both forms of diabetes. So it's an interesting one. They seem to think that by reducing that visceral fat within the pancreas, you can cure diabetes. So what is the diet? It's really simple. It started out as one thing and it's kind of progressed. And I've been reading the science about it and reading some books about it. And they've progressed it now and kind of loosened it off a bit so it's a bit easier. But essentially, I am eating normal food for me. So I'm low carb, which I always am anyway. I've been for the last 4 or 5 years at least. So low carb food, not worrying too much about the fat or the protein levels, but making sure the carbs are down, making sure there's next to no sugar in what I'm eating, that kind of thing. But specifically, it's 800 calories a day. And you might be shocked at the idea of 800 calories a day, because for a man they always tell you you've got to have 2,500 calories a day. It's only 800. And that's it, that's the diet. And it lasts for 8 weeks. You don't monitor your weight loss, although I've been having a look at it because I'm a bit wary about losing too much weight. But you don't monitor your weight loss, it's not really about that, that's a side effect. What you're looking at is your calorie intake and keeping those things that give you blood sugar spikes, like the carbs and the sugar, really low. So I'm doing that, I'm 2 weeks in, and it's weird really. 800 calories does sound like a very small amount, but if you're eating the right stuff, and for me it's mainly fresh vegetables, a bit of corn because I'm a veggie and I like my corn, and limiting the use of olive oil that normally I use very liberally. 800 calories has actually been really, really easy. I had a headache on the first day of the diet, but I haven't felt hungry at all for the entire thing. Now bear in mind, I'm actually a week and 6 days in really. I've had 13 days on it. So I've had about 10,500 calories so far in a period where the rules say I should have had, what, 26, nearly 30,000. So, you know, a big difference. And I've not felt hungry at all. I felt good, I felt energetic. I've actually been going out for walks and increasing the lengths of my walks recently, back to that old-fashioned form of transport, but hey, why not? Yeah, so I've been out probably walking 5 miles a day. The weight loss has been happening. I've lost about, I lost 10 pounds. Weirdly, I weighed myself today, and I weighed myself yesterday as well, only because I'd forgotten what I'd weighed myself as yesterday, and I thought, well, rather than getting the app out that I'm actually using to track that kind of stuff, all of my various health statisticals, rather than getting the app out, I'll just weigh myself again to find out what I am. And then I thought I'd check it, and I've actually put a pound on since yesterday, which is a bit weird, but it goes to show you that checking the scales isn't actually that useful. But yeah, it's been really interesting doing it. It's a reminder of all the foods that are really quite incredibly bad for you. So I thought I'll give it a whirl anyway, and at the end of it I'll see if I'm diabetes free. If you are planning on doing, you know, something similar, if you like the idea of starving yourself half to death for 8 weeks, it's well worth a look, the Newcastle diet. But there's a nice book to ease you into it that's got a bit of science in it, but not fully science, and it talks about good ways of doing it. It's one by Michael Mosley. If you're in Britain, you might know who Michael Mosley is. He's a medical journalist and qualified doctor and sciencey dude. Does a lot of programmes on the BBC. And he's written a book about it that's quite good. And if only I could remember the name of the blooming thing. But what I will do, I will find out the name of the book and I'll put it up on the screen, because it's worth a read if you want to kind of get an introduction to it without having to read all the scientific papers. Which is the stuff that I've actually got it from in the first place, is the papers, and somebody actually lent me the book to have a read through, because he said, you know, all that garbage you keep talking about science, well, somebody bought my wife this book, and it's saying all the same stuff you were saying. So I'll put that name up, and it's worth looking if you want to try it. You can lose weight on it really quick, which again is controversial, but shouldn't be by now. Shouldn't be by now. I might do a vlog about that, about the science side of these things actually. Maybe I'll record that after this one. But there's a lot of ideas going around about how slowly you should lose weight. Like you should only lose 1 or 2 pounds a week. Claptrap. Scientifically proven there is no benefit in losing weight slowly, but there is a benefit in losing weight quickly. And actually, people who lose weight quickly in a sensible way, not by eating cabbage soup and drinking maple syrup, but people who lose weight quickly actually have a greater chance of keeping that weight off in the future. So There's a lot of scientific claptrap around that. But yeah, pretty much good for everybody. You can lose weight really quickly on it. As I say, not quite 2 weeks in, I've lost about 10 pounds. And, you know, I wasn't obese to start with. I was a little bit overweight, just a little bit. I'm now within my ideal weight range, allegedly, although that's where I've got to watch it. If I start getting below that, then this diet ends early. But yeah, so that's kind of my my resolution, I suppose. Not really a resolution, but just something I'm doing. Last bit of science, it turns out that if you share this thing with people, that you're doing things, you're more likely to stick with them. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Haha, ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.